This lost treasure story is called Planches de Plata, and this is from the account of C.E. Cooley in July of 1869, at the very end of his first failed expedition in the mountains of Arizona in the search for the lost Doc Thorne mine. When this account was recorded, it was in an Apache camp, which those were known as rancherias, and this particular rancheria was called Carrizo. This is the account of C.E. Cooley, July 1869. In the early days, a story was current throughout New Mexico and Arizona that the Apaches used precious metals in lieu of lead, which they made bullets out of. I never gave much credence to the story, deeming it mythical and on par with numerous legends of lost mines and buried treasures. One day, when I was away from the rancheria and in the company of an Apache who was about my own age, we sat down at a point overlooking the rancheria, and while we sat down talking as best we could in a mixture jargon of Apache, English, and Spanish, he pulled out his pouch. It was a pouch similar to those used by frontiersmen in the old days of the muzzle-loading rifle. It was a chunk of white metal, and handed it to me and asked me what it was. I was not a bit wiser than he, as I had never seen anything like it, but I coined it silver. The chunk was the size of a large hen egg and heavy as lead. I told him it was some kind of metal and it was probably lead. But at that time I did not know that lead was never found in a pure state, but only as a sulfide. As I turned the chunk back over to him, I asked him where he got it, and he pointed southward and said, "It's about 3 sleeps from here, lying on the ground, and is black. Plenty of it there, and someday, when you and the others are gone, my people will go there and get some to make bullets." Of course, they could not melt it in any ordinary bullet ladle, but had to cut it into small squares and smooth it on stones and then pound it into bullets. It was only used in this way when they were short of lead. The Apache insisted that I keep the chunk, and I put it in my sack, and so I did. Later, I handed it to my friend Jack and asked him what it was. He said it was a silver nugget and wanted to know where I got it. I told Jack the story as I tell it here. But after that, we left that area, went back to Santa Fe. I never once attempted to search for that area, which we called Planches de Plata. And that's the account of C.E. Cooley, July 1869, Planches de Plata. Is it still there? Was it ever coined a silver mine? Was it ever filed? Who knows? If it is out there, perhaps some lucky soul will be able to find it. Be sure to stay safe, stay alive, keep treasure hunting.